Hello again and welcome back. Why settle for 3 watts when you can have 4? You may have come across the model of the 3 watts, 3 questions beginning what, that you can use to construct a presentation, run a coaching conversation, or just ask yourself or colleagues as you consider the value and implications of some idea you've been introduced to. If you haven't come across this idea, I'll run through it in a minute, and if you have, you might find my reminder helpful and you'll need it to prepare the ground for my 4th what, the one that will take you into new territory. The first what is just what. It's the question to focus on the idea or ideas that you've been presented with. What was in the thought that was shared, the training you were given, the sermon or inspirational talk you listened to? Asking what is particularly useful in a group, since it reduces the risk you might have forgotten, filtered out, or missed something important. The what question is about content. We collect the what. That leads us to our second question. So what? So what makes this idea important, salient, relevant, or timely? This is the reflective question, one that we use to consider the value of what we've heard. Taking even a little time to reflect on the so what can help rescue good ideas from poor presentation and do for yourself what a presenter may have failed to do for you. We consider the so what. This brings us to our third question. Now what? We've identified content that's relevant and important, and it demands that we do something with it. Since we remember more of what we hear if we put it into some kind of practice, the now what becomes a key component of an effective learning experience, be that learning from what other people have told us or learning from insights we have discovered ourselves. We commit ourselves to a now what. What then of the 4th what? What's that? Well, for me, the now what takes me to a then what. I've compiled the what, considered the so what, committed to a now what, which means I should be able to look forward to the then what, to what happens next. I'd like to suggest 3 reasons why it's so important not to stop at now what and to ask then what. The first is that the then what question causes us to focus on outcomes more than process. You can put an idea into practice, but what if that sensation of movement you feel is simply that you're going around in a circle? Now what gives you momentum, then what focuses you on the direction of travel. And for that reason, then what can also provide a source of energy to continue your journey. You won't be satisfied with simply putting an idea into motion, valuable though that is. You'll be looking for the ongoing and wider impact of your activity. Which brings me to the third reason. Then what is a good question to ask. It can serve to raise your aspirations and expectations, to think about how the wider world, the one you can't but help influence, just because of the very fact that you're in it, how that wider world will be changed because you yourself have been changed by the action you're taking. And this brings me to a bonus question. Why not put this 4-part model into practice at your next training and planning event, vision meeting, or when attending an inspirational learning environment such as, something like Coaching York Programme for International Coaching Week. A little additional effort and application can give you considerably greater value for some of the input you receive. Just remember the 4 steps. Compile the what, consider the so what, commit to the now what, and continue that journey into your then what.